Hello folks, Rahul here from MySmartPrice.com, and today it's the turn of Huawei's newest mid-range handset, the Honor 4X, to be reviewed. Huawei officially launched the phone in India on March 24th, and it has been on sale on Flipkart starting April 15th. Huawei has decided to follow the latest trend of selling phones using flash sales with its new Honor series, it seems. Currently, it sells the Honor 4X, the Honor 6 and the Honor 6 Plus on Flipkart. Today though, we are taking a close look at the Honor 4X. At first glance, the Honor 4X looks like just another large-screen phablet. In fact, many of my friends could not distinguish between the Redmi Note 4G and the Honor 4X when they were kept side by side with displays facing them. However, the unique textured back panel of the 4X makes it easily distinguishable once you turn the phone over. That of course brings me to the design aspect of the phone. The Honor 4X is a large handset and its front is dominated by the 5.5-inch 720p display, which is of IPS grade. The front fascia has the front camera, earpiece speaker, couple of sensors and the LED notification light. At the top of the device there is a 3.5mm audio jack and the secondary microphone. The right side has the power button and the volume rocker keys, while at the bottom the phone houses the loudspeaker, a micro USB port and the primary microphone. The left side has been left blank with no ports or connectivity options. The Honor 4X weighs in at a hefty 170 grams, but it is still lighter than the first generation Redmi Note 4G, which weighed in at 185 grams. Even though the Honor 4X has a plastic body, we thought it was pretty well built. Unlike the Redmi Note 4G, which has a glossy back panel, which also happens to be very slippery, the back panel of the Honor 4X has unique patterns that makes it easier to grip the phone while in use. And no, that's not a Kevlar back panel, it's not bulletproof either. Unlike many of its competitors, the Honor 4X gets a removable back panel. The battery, however, is not user replaceable. The SIM card slots and the SD card slot are all located inside the back panel. The Honor 4X we received for review is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 410 system on chip. It houses a quad-core ARM Cortex-A53 processor with a maximum clock speed of 1.2 GHz. The 410 SoC also houses the Adreno 306 graphics processing unit, which takes care of the graphics on the Honor 4X. There is 8GB of internal memory, out of which 4GB is available for the user. This is comparable to what other devices in this price range offer. The 4X is a dual SIM 4G capable handset with both the SIM slots supporting LTE networks. Of course, you cannot use both the SIMs together on LTE networks, with one SIM downgrading to 2G when the other latches onto LTE or 3G networks. The Honor 4X runs Huawei's own EMUI 3, which is also known as Emotion UI, over an Android KitKat based core. With the Snapdragon 410 powering the device, we did not have high expectations from the phone. However, our test results were surprising. Across almost all counts, the Honor 4X impressed us with its performance, aided by its 2GB of RAM. The UI is zippy, the phone rarely lags until you throw some really intensive tasks at it. For a chip that is designed for longer battery life than outright raw performance, this was an impressive showing from the Honor 4X. As always, we did run the AnTuTu benchmark on the phone and the Honor 4X managed a score of 19994, which isn't impressive. In fact, the likes of the Zenfone 5 and the Redmi Note, which compete with the Honor 4X, managed to score more. That said, in terms of real-world performance, we did not actually feel much of a difference. Like with many other custom UIs that has originated in China, the EMUI lacks an app drawer. That said, this issue can be easily sorted if you choose to install another launcher like Google Now Launcher or Nova Launcher. The EMUI interface looks good and has theme support as well. Just like Xiaomi's Mi theme store, the Honor also comes preloaded with its own theme store, where one can find lots of free themes. New themes are also frequently added. Overall, we found the UI design and the performance much better than what is offered by most Indian manufacturers at this price point. When it came to gaming, the Honor 4X once again surprised us. Most of the popular games played quite well on the device. We also played some graphic intensive games and the Honor 4X didn't heat up abnormally. In fact, we found hardly any heat patches on the back of the Honor 4X while playing games for long periods of time. Thanks to the large display, the Honor 4X makes for a great multimedia device. This in spite of the fact that the phone manages with just a 720p display. For casual, on-the-move movie and video browsing, the phone with its LTE support does an awesome job. Thanks to the IPS panel, the display has great viewing angles, ensuring a strain-free viewing experience. The Honor 4X native video player is also capable of playing a wide variety of file formats. It also supports MKV files encoded at lower bit rates. The music playback quality is good for the price you pay for this device, and we are sure that many will like its high volume output to earphones. New users might find the interface on the default music players a bit confusing. It took us a while to figure out where the equalizer settings were. The equalizer settings are powered by Qualcomm Audio Plus. Apart from having several preset sound modes, you can also customize the equalizer as per your listening needs. The phone gets a built-in FM radio receiver as well. The radio, however, is basic and I did not find option to record broadcasts. The Honor 4X gets a 38 megapixel main camera and a 5 megapixel front camera. We were in for a great surprise with both the cameras. Daytime photos taken using both the cameras proved to be excellent for a phone in this price range. Performance in low light conditions also exceeded our expectations. Of course, it would be too much to expect stellar performance in ultra low light conditions. However, with enough ambient light, the main camera of the Honor 4X takes usable photos. The camera also offers several modes for imaging, including panorama, HDR, audio mode, best photo and all focus. There are independent settings for ISO and white balance. Exposure and saturation options are also provided. Then there is the Ultra Snapshot feature that lets the user open the camera app quickly from the lock screen. The default way to invoke the camera quickly is to double press the volume down button. The Honor 4X gets a comprehensive beauty mode where the phone enhances your complexion and facial features. In fact, there are 10 levels in the beauty mode. And lest we forget, there's a plethora of built-in filters within the camera app. The front camera also supports beauty mode to enhance your selfies. Moving on to video capture, the main camera on the 4X is capable of capturing videos in full HD resolution. Lower resolutions including 720p, VGA and ultra low resolutions are also available. Video performance in low light was poor, but this was expected. The front camera is also capable of 720p videos. Connectivity wise, the Honor 4X has almost all the important boxes ticked. Like already mentioned, the phone is a dual SIM LTE capable device. It also supports Wi-Fi N, Bluetooth 4.0, GPS and GLONASS. For people who need NFC, prepare to be disappointed. But then, how many people use NFC here in India anyway? Another important facet that we noticed with the Honor 4X is the fact that it supports USB mass storage mode, making it easier to copy data to and from the device. With most other phones, you would be stuck with the media transfer protocol mode. Thanks to the 3000 mAh battery, the Honor 4X is capable of great battery life. In our test, the phone easily lasted over 1 day of moderate usage. This included a few calls, 2 hours of browsing on Wi-Fi, and constant use of WhatsApp and Facebook. Even if you are a power user, the battery can last you an entire day. We found out that the supplied charger takes more than 3 hours to charge this high capacity battery from 0 to 100%. But if you use any good quality high speed charger with 2 ampere output, the Honor 4X charges from 0 to 100 in 2 hours and 20 minutes. The Honor 4X currently retails for Rs 10,499. This is slightly more than what the Redmi Note 4G retails at. In case you need a device with a large screen, a great camera and dual SIM 4G capabilities, you cannot go wrong with the 4X. The Redmi Note is a single SIM handset in case you're wondering. That said, the biggest competition to the Honor 4X currently comes from the Lenovo A7000 launched just a few days ago. In our initial impressions of the phone, the A7000 proved to be a stellar device with similar features and capabilities as that of the Honor 4X, but at a much lower price tag of Rs 8,999. While we like the Honor 4X for its capabilities, it would be great if Huawei slashes its price to make it more competitive. That was our review of the Honor 4X, and as always, do hit the subscribe button and like the video. In case you have any queries regarding the device, do let us know in the comments section below. This is Rahul Srinivas signing off for MySmartPrice.com.